Add some woo-woo to your business. Now, what in the world do I mean by woo-woo? Simply spirituality. I know that's going to sound really bizarre to you folks, but adding spirituality to your business, to your client's experience, to your customer's experience, working with them, adds a level of benefit in their perception. It's simply creating a win-win experience anytime you have an interaction with a client or a customer. There are universal laws, just like there are scientific laws, gravity, electricity, relativity. There are universal laws that have a huge impact on our life and our life results. The specific law that correlates with our businesses is the law of compensation. Once again, that is simply invoking and creating a win-win situation. You want every client and customer who interacts with you leaving with a feeling of benefit from the interaction. The law of compensation I recently used in the selling of my 40 acres and 3 houses. I was blessed and I am grateful that my neighbors actually bought my property. This was a huge deal because I put it up for auction. No real estate could sell my property for 6 years. It was nonsense. The buyer, who I had never met, but I knew his family, I knew his wife's family for 22 years. He comes over the day of the day of the audition. We have been talking for 2 hours. One of the things he says to me in this 2-hour conversation is that they wanted to pay off my mortgages, which were huge, $820,000, and then allow me a stipend until my business took off. I thought this was extremely generous and kind. What I did in gratitude and to invoke spirituality and the law of compensation, once the auction was won by us and I returned to Florida, I sent them weekly communications of the proposals I would do for them, marketing proposal for the property. I would be a property manager for them for a few months for the transition. I would also do extensive marketing online and all kinds of printed material, press releases as such, for their $10 million company. I did podcasts for them. I printed out the podcast details. I sent them to them. Virtually almost every week from August 11th until October 13th, the closing, I sent them communications of what I would do in gratitude for their offer. Well, the realization came to me that they reneged on that very nice offer of giving me a stipend until my business became successful. And it's a new great business. I'm really excited about it. I'm going to do many courses. I could be bitter. I was disappointed, certainly, for the first couple of days, saddened. But here's where the law of compensation comes from. I am going to be compensated for my response of spirituality, for the fact that I invoked gratitude, and I wasn't just going to accept this offer. I wanted to show them I would work for that offer. On their hand, I don't think it's going to be so good. But that's okay. It's important for me to understand, and it's important for you folks to understand, there is a higher power here guiding us. And I listened to my intuition. I put my creative juices in overdrive, in turbo, and said, well, this is fine. I don't want to deal with New York any longer. I want to deal with my mini courses, my public speaking, my affiliate business. I want to focus on what Valerie loves to do. Therefore, I am taking this whole concept of law of compensation and I'm running with it with my own business, making sure that people who work with me have a feeling of increase and they are benefited. That's how the law of compensation works. That's how spirituality in your business works. And that's adding some woo-woo to your business. The law of compensation also works with another nonprofit, Kundalini Yoga, which I have practiced for decades. 30 years I have practiced Kundalini Yoga every day. Tithing is something I have learned over the years. Many people practice this every Sunday when they go to church. I practice it a couple of times a month with one of my nonprofits, Kundalini Yoga Association, which helps the world in need. I also practice tithing with a nonprofit called Soothe Our Souls. I help them market. I'm helping them now with a fundraiser. All those details are on my podcast if you feel the need or the desire or the generosity to help them in their efforts of what they're doing. Soothe Our Souls is a very unusual nonprofit. Captain Dan has realized, after years of taking people on the sailboat magic, people, a specific community of people who have physical disabilities. He takes them out for a serene sailing around Boca Chica Bay once a month on a Sunday in the morning. His concept now has expanded to mental illness because we realize that without strong mental thoughts, without a strong mental capacity, you won't get past your physical difficulties. As a matter of fact, changing your thoughts will bring in more spirituality, will help you with these laws of the universe. Therefore, this fundraiser that we're doing now invokes that law of compensation in order to increase the community of people with mental challenges also. All that information is on the podcast. You can find out there how to donate. Shout out in the wine community to Edith from 4th and Vine, because she is the only wine store which I chose to donate. She is generous in her donation of a wine club gift certificate. It is unique. The shop itself is unique. Please visit. You can go online and send her an email and she'll follow up with requests. You will not find mass-produced wines in the store. And you know, if you've been a listener for a while, that's exactly the kind of business that I like to promote. To wrap this up, bring woo-woo into your business, bring spirituality, the law of compensation. I have the book from which I study all the time by Raymond Hollowell, Working with the Law. You can check that out. It'll help you study and increase your life in the best woo-woo way. Certainly check out Soothe Our Souls. The donation form is on my podcast details. And again, a shout out to Edith for generosity with a wine club gift certificate. I'm Valerie Hale. I create this podcast on a weekly basis to help people create a blueprint for the life they deserve. Fee-based service on a sliding scale. Send me a direct message. I have all my contact information also on the podcast. Merci. Au revoir.